What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Counting Wisdom podcast. I wanted to talk about how there could possibly be space travel and just a continuation of technology in the millennium. Most Christians, a lot of Christians, not most, but a lot of Christians do believe that Jesus still reigns on the earth for 1,000 years when he comes back. This is just right before he makes a new heavens and a new earth. I kind of think of it as sort of a last call for salvation for anyone out there. Now, some questions we may have is, will God continue to sort of make people through childbirth throughout all of eternity? Or are the people that are alive before there's a new heavens and a new earth, are they the only people that will ever exist? Now we also know about robotics. I don't know if God will do anything as far as humanoid robots and their role in eternity. We don't know. That's a question that I think we can sometimes wonder about, just because I think on a good day you can sometimes think of how wonderful it is to be in existence and be alive, and to think about how there are human beings that could experience existence, as far as, of course, no one exists outside of God, and so we who are alive never existed before. But we know that, man, it would be great to have people, alive and to experience existence. And so we know how terrible sin is, of course. But I wonder, if God will continue to breathe his spirit into, human beings and people throughout all of eternity, because that's where our internal, our mind and our personality and our existence comes from, is from God breathing his spirit into us. Even though we aren't God, we are not God, but we are a product of God, and he gives part of himself into us through, for example, when Adam was made, he breathed his spirit into Adam's nostrils. And so, I just wonder that. But also I wanted to talk about space travel a little bit. I think there could possibly be space travel we know, of course, in eternity, but in the millennium. Could God allow us to see the universe or parts of it before it's made into a new heavens and a new earth? I hold to the teaching that I believe God is going to make a new universe. Maybe not fully. I don't know if he's going to destroy the planets, or I really hold to that God's going to put vegetation and water and mountains and more beauty to things like the moon, Mars, planets out there that are going to be, I believe, habitable. But I don't think that happens until God makes a new heavens and a new earth. But could it be possible that, I know during the millennium, it's on the old earth. And I know this can sound a little bit confusing. I highly recommend the End Times book by Bob Yandian called Understanding the End Times. I don't agree with everything that he poses in that book, but I feel like it's one of the lighter, more encouraging books for a Christian to read who's interested in the end times, and it's really an easy read. And again, I don't agree with all that he says, but in general I agree with most of what he says in that book. And so anyway, I think that we could see robots and more things like that in the millennium, because again, I don't think those things are inherently evil. The Bible pretty much spells out for us. I'm sure there's more evil than what the Bible talks about, but the Bible pretty much spells out what is evil and what is good as far as what we are to know right now. And so I don't think there's anything inherently evil about robots or artificial intelligence or different things like that. Now, we know that there could be a connection between artificial intelligence and sort of how it's used in the tribulation, as far as the image of the beast and different things like that, and of course worshiping those things. I'm sure there's going to be someone who worships a robot, and those things are wrong. We know that we shouldn't worship creation or things that human beings create. We should worship God alone. But still, these are just some questions that I think we can at least make a pinpoint aim at a target a little bit, to see that I think during the millennium we could possibly have more and more space travel and more things like flying cars and different things like that, which I believe gives instance to how Jesus can be coming soon. Obviously we know he's coming soon just from the biblical mandate that he's coming soon, but one of the things is that like I